If you want to sell your invention to a company, the biggest mistake is usually not the invention. It's the timing. So in this video, I want to show you how inventors accidentally hurt themselves before the deal conversation even starts. Let's start with the pattern I see all the time. An inventor gets excited because their idea feels real. Maybe they've built a prototype, maybe they've used ChatGPT to clarify the pitch. Mainly, they finally found how to explain the product. Maybe they found 3 or 4 companies that seem like a fit. So the first mindset shift is this. A company conversation is not the beginning of leverage. It reveals whether you already have leverage. A lot of inventors think bad outreach just means a weak email. That's not the real problem. The real problem is that bad outreach can expose you in ways you don't fully appreciate. For example, you may share too much too soon. You may reveal the core concept before you're protected enough. You may contact the wrong kind of company. You may approach them with no clear ownership, and you may signal that you're still at the idea stage rather than at the asset stage. That matters because companies are not just evaluating your invention. They're evaluating the situation. They're evaluating you. This is one of the biggest blind spots. Inventors often think disclosure is just a question of, did I publicly post it? But the real issue is broader. When you begin pitching companies, you need to think about what's already been documented, what's already been filed, what details are being shared, whether your explanation goes further than it should, whether you're treating the idea like it's protected IP or just like a hopeful concept. Because once disclosure starts, you can't always clean that up later. That's what makes them dangerous. If you approach companies too early, before the right protection strategy is in place, you may be asking the market to validate something that's not yet positioned to be monetized well. And if the company believes you're underprotected, your filing strategy is weak, or your claims are unlikely to create meaningful leverage, then the conversation changes. Now you're not negotiating around the protected asset. You're asking them to care about an idea they may believe they can avoid, redesign around, or simply wait out. Here's another place inventors get hurt. They think, let me get the company interested first, but then we'll deal with the structure. But structure is not something you bolt on at the end. Before licensing conversations begin, you need clarity around things like who owns what exactly is being discussed, whether you're aiming for licensing, how the invention's been documented, whether contributors, contractors, or co-creators create any ownership issues, and what you're actually in a position to offer. If the structure is fuzzy, the other side gains leverage. And when the structure is clean, your invention becomes easier to price. This is the part inventors need to understand if they want to sell to a company intelligently. Companies are not buying your excitement. They're buying fit, reduced risk, leverage, proof, and clarity about what they're getting. Licensing is a clean way to proceed with your invention when you don't want to operate the business. But companies say yes more easily when the proof is stronger and the risk is lower. The smart inventor doesn't just polish the pitch, they prepare the position. That means before reaching out, they ask, is my protection strategy strong enough for this stage? What exactly can I safely share? What should I hold back? The inventors who get paid better are the ones who choose the right lane, reduce risk, and make the asset easier to trust. So how do you sell your invention to a company without making a legal mistake? You make sure the timing is right, the disclosure is controlled, the ownership is clean, the legal structure makes sense, and the invention is positioned like an asset, not just like an idea. Before you try to monetize your invention, work with someone who knows how to protect it properly. If you want to sell your invention to a company, don't confuse excitement with readiness. And if you want to avoid the mistakes that weaken deals before they even start, that's exactly what we help inventors do. We help you protect your invention before you try to monetize it. Protect first, pitch second, get paid from strength. If you found this helpful, subscribe. And if you want to understand how to protect your invention before you take it to a company, connect with me.